So a new feature in ScheduleLight is to be able to export your look-ahead schedule into Excel into this format. It includes the Gantt chart, it includes your field progress, and if you've assigned responsibility codes to your activities, it'll actually color code the bars to the responsibility code that you have. So you can see structural steel all has the same color. If anything doesn't have a responsibility to it, it just has a generic color that it assigns. Masonry here is assigned this purple. So you can export into this Excel file from ScheduleLight, and then you can actually import your field progress back into ScheduleLight. So that way you don't have to manually go and enter that. So let me go ahead and show you how to export it. So if I'm on my project screen, so I'm inside a project right now, there's this tab called Update Center. Let's go ahead and click on that. And it navigates me to this Update Center page. So there's two workflows. One is collecting subcontractor updates. I'll walk through that workflow in a separate video. But for this sake, we're focused on the field update workflow. You can choose the schedule file that you want to export from. So I'm going to do our live schedule file. You can choose the look ahead period that you're wanting. So I'm going to use the 4-week look ahead. You can also pick different filters, and you can add filters too. So say you wanted just the longest path, date range. You can choose where your WBS equals just construction items or stuff like that. Let's go ahead and let's do the 4-week look ahead here. I'm going to apply that. So I have my 4-week look ahead timeline. If I wanted to extend the timeline or shorten it, I could do that by going to an 8-week look ahead. That just changes the timeline, but let's stick with the 4-week look ahead. You can add columns as well. I'm going to stick with the default columns here, but there's some other columns that are accessible. You can include the timeline as well or not include it. Let's go ahead and we'll export that sheet. All right, so that's gone ahead, and now I can just click that to open it. And here is that Excel file. So this is my 4-week look ahead. This includes all of my activities that I filtered for in my 4-week look ahead. You can see the timeline starts at week 1 with my data date, and then it extends to the 4-week. It actually goes to 5 weeks here because it's 1 week back, 4 weeks forward. And now I can go ahead and I can apply progress. So say some of these items I want to close out. Say this finished on 8/3/2026. Maybe I copy these dates over just to keep them. I'll just apply those over here. And what's nice is when I import this in, it's going to run some different assumptions. So if an activity finished, it's going to assume it's 100% complete and 0 days remaining. So I don't necessarily need to input all of these fields, but it'll check to make sure the data is good when I pull it back in. So let's go ahead, let's save this file, and then I'll show you how to import this in. All right, so we're back on the Update Center, and in the Import Field Updates, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to upload that same Excel file that I made changes to. So what it shows is that there's 237 activities that match. There's 11 that need review, and there's 3 updates that have been made. So we'll go ahead and say review updates. So now we can review the updates that would be applied to our schedule. So you can see here that we have an actual finish date that got applied of 8/2. We have some assumed information. So like percent complete, it was 50% in the Excel file. But because we apply an actual finish date, it's going to assume that it's 100% complete with 0 days remaining. So it says activities needing review, there's 3. So it makes that assumption here as well because we applied an actual start and an actual finish date. And down here, we applied an actual start and an actual finish date. So it makes those assumptions for us. And then if we wanted to make any changes, so say, for instance, like actual finish date, instead of it being on 8/2, which is a Sunday, maybe it's 8/4, so we can make corrections here. And then whatever's selected here is going to get applied back into our schedule. So any changes or assumed changes that are selected there, we just say apply selected updates. And then that's going to push those updates back to the schedule so we don't have to manually enter those in. So Hope you enjoy. It's been a super helpful workflow for me as I'm always using spreadsheets to try and import stuff back into the schedule. And this just makes it a lot easier if you're gathering progress from the field. Hope you enjoy.